He is stacked, isn't he?
He looks like he was in Dexy's Midnight Runners.
He does.
Yeah. Do you want me to record it from now? Are we live now?
We should be live now, yeah.
Oh my god.
And everyone looks at Lee Richmond.
Take it away, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright. Hello and welcome to Backflips and Nerds, the baseball podcast and live stream with a British twist. I've been upgraded from guest to host duty today, which probably going to prove to be a regrettable decision, but here for it. This is a very special episode, one we look forward to every year. It is, of course, our big season preview predictions Bonanza. And joining me to go through it as an annual tradition, it is John McGee. John, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm much better now that I've looked up Lee Richmond, the first man to pitch a perfect game in Major League Baseball at Tom's bidding. If people are watching us out in the ether there, go ahead and look at him on your Wikipedia. And as I pointed out, he looks like he was in Kevin Rowland's Dexys Midnight Runners in the early '80s. What a go! If people are watching us out,
lovely ring, isn't it? Yeah, do look up Lee Richmond. Also joining us is Tom Pringle. Tom, feeling a bit under the weather, I believe.
I was spray painting the fence yesterday, and as John rightly pointed out, the only time I probably should have been wearing a mask in all these last year, I wasn't, and I've managed to get a load of paint into my lung there, I think, so I don't feel that great. I thought it was the Rona at first, but I'm not sure, but I'm alright.
So yeah, it's going to be a peak performance from you. You might have the Rona. If not, you've definitely knackered your lungs. So yeah, it's going to be good.
I've got some things. I've got some note-taking things. So I've got a notebook here, one of the kids' notebooks, just in case Ben comes out with any youth speak. So I'm ready to go to note those down. What have I got here? I've got a dictionary in case John comes out with any big words. All ready for that. Ready for those. And I've also got a little pillow here in case Darius just starts chatting about any relievers. Just have a little rest. We're not streaming live in Bonanza, are we? If you just stay here for a bit.
It's all live, Tom.
Oh, it is live.
Well, I suppose I don't think brought any props, but that was nice anyway, Tom, and maybe your lung infection will help with the nice husky tones over the podcast audio, who knows. Finally, you just heard him talk. We also have Darius Austin, who's in charge of tech and other such stuff tonight. How are you, Darius?
I'm doing alright, Ben. I don't think I've broken anything yet. We'll wait for feedback from the viewers before I totally confirm that, but it seems like it's working, so that's good.
We'll get a message one way or the other. Either it's not working or, what's Tom doing?
Just going to have a quick look at the old WhatsApp now, actually.
We'll check. Excellent. Well, I'm glad a few of us are dressed up for the occasion. I've got my Royals kit on, Rocky's hat. John, is that a Reds t-shirt I see?
It's a Cincinnati Reds Great American Ballpark t-shirt. Yep, very nice. Homage one. There you go. Yeah, checks in the post. Cheers, guys.
Darius in the Giants uniform looking good. Tom, are we representing anyone?
I've got the Boston College Eagles t-shirt on. It's more of a college football t-shirt, but good enough.
Sports. Lovely. Well, anyway, as usual, we'll be getting onto our kind of quick-fire team-by-team predictions later in the podcast. I think Darius is going to bring the spreadsheet of truth up onto the screen where we can follow exactly which teams are getting which wins before the inevitable chaos when we try and work out where all the wins and losses are gone, where they're going. We're going to start off with a more simple exercise, in theory at least, which is to each come up with one storyline that we expect or predict will happen in 2021. So this is sort of a more broad, general baseball storyline to follow. Anything that we think might be coming up over the course of the season. So to get us started, why don't we throw it to you, John? Is your storyline prediction for 2021?
So this it's funny that you've thrown it to me because I said we should do this. So the pressure's on. I'm leading off here. So my storyline of this season, which is in part inspired by I've just been re-listening to the really great podcast is The Edge that Ben Reiter, who wrote Astro Ball, did. And thinking again about all of that stuff, which we won't go into now, but my storyline is Hinch and Alex Cora. And also, as an extension of that, the Astros that we've forgotten were on the Astros. So, you know, George Springer will be the obvious one, but he's not the Dallas Keuchel on the White Sox. You know, those guys are, you know, Keuchel and Springer are on incredibly good teams. Cora and definitely Hinch, Cora maybe to a lesser extent, have been somewhat redeemed given their time away, whilst, you know, Jeff Luhnow still does his penance down in Houston, Texas. Carlos Beltran is nowhere to be found. So yeah, I think it's a really interesting wrinkle to the Major League season that we've got those two guys now in managers' seats, obviously not with two of the strongest squads, but were very much in demand over the course of the offseason. I think how people react towards them, how they're seen within the game, and how they reintegrate will be really, really interesting, particularly in contrast to what everyone anticipates to happen with the Astros. That you know has indeed happened, I believe, at spring training again this afternoon, that they are soundly given warm welcomes across the United States. So yeah, that's mine. I think that's something we'll hear about quite a lot this year.
It will be a fascinating one. Obviously, last year they got away with it a bit scot-free without crowds there. And it was something that Chandler Roan brought up on our top preseason chat with him about the Astros, what the reception will be like. I'm sure it'll be a fascinating one. I'm slightly regretting going to you first because that was a really well thought out and articulated prediction for the season. I'm a little bit concerned that I'm now going to throw it to Tom, who's going to sort of bring the whole tone down a little bit. Have you got anything for us, Tom?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I was just kind of glancing through the teams there and trying to have a bit of a think. I'm interested about the White Sox, mainly because obviously you start running that team. But the idea, the fact that I'm not amazed by the moves they've made so far to bring players in. And I think there was a lot of pressure on them last season to actually start performing, and I think they did a little bit better than expected. But there was a lot of expectation going this year. They're going to make some big moves. So for me, I'm very interested to see what the White Sox are going to do. I don't have any more than that. I haven't listened to any podcasts about them. I just looked at their name on a list then and thought, yeah, there's a point. The White Sox, what are they going to do this year?
I like it. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one with Larissa at the helm. Certainly fireworks to be expected. Darius, have you got a season prediction for us? Storyline to follow?
So Rob Arthur wrote a really interesting piece at BP the other day looking at some of the data on the ball they're using in spring training, and what they seem to have done is changed it so that actually there isn't like more drag, there's less drag, but it's also moving more. So basically the upshot of this article was that he thinks that actually we're going to get like nastier breaking balls and like even more home runs. So basically I think what Rob Manfred has done is just exacerbated all of the problems that they were trying to fix. So this is going to be like the year of everybody hitting 210 with 35 dingers, and all the pitchers are going to strike out 290. So that's what's going to happen, I think. This will be the year of, oh my God, MLB have really ruined baseball now. The strikeout rate's 29%. It's all gone wrong.
Brilliant. Just when we thought they couldn't ruin it more.
So it's going to be basically a whole league of Joey Gallo. Sounds good.
Pretty much.
Who will be the most Joey Gallo? Probably Joey Gallo.
Joey Gallo. Him and Franchi Cordero are going to duel it out to be the most Joey Gallo, I think.
Hunter Renfro's got a good shot as well, I think.
To crowning our most Joey Gallo award.
Yeah, Hunter Renfro, the whole Red Sox outfield, basically.
What's a good one to look out for? And unfortunately, it's one that I put on my list as my storyline, which is the ball, or the ball was changed way too little, and then MLB will reverse course and change the ball, but they'll go way too far in the direction. So if there are way too many home runs in the first half, we're going to see almost nothing leaving the yard in the second half, and vice versa. I think this will be the year when something strange happens with the ball, but I feel like Darius has kind of stolen that one from me. So the other one I was going to say was the usual storylines over tanking and competing, and I think there's going to be a pretty big divide this year between the teams who are good and the teams who are just awful. I'm sure we're going to get speaking about all of those teams a little bit later, but to reinforce, there really is no excuse nowadays for teams to be terrible. I think this winter has proven you can build a good team pretty easily.
Especially the Rockies.
So if anyone... yeah, we'll get to them. For anyone who's following along on YouTube or Twitter, do let us know what your storyline predictions are. Drop them in the comments section. We're kind of monitoring as we go along, and we'll try and respond where we can. For those of you listening on the podcast, do tweet us your thoughts as well. Shall we crack on with the meat and potatoes of the podcast then? Shall I throw it to you, Darius, to maybe explain, for those who haven't necessarily listened to the preseason predictions podcast before, what the format is and how we make sure it all adds up?
Yep, so everybody at home will be able to see we've got all the teams lined up down the sides here. We've got the wins remaining counter up in the top right-hand corner. So what we're going to do is go team by team. Somebody's going to throw out a win total. We will either agree with it or have a stupid argument about why we don't agree with it. Eventually we'll arrive at a number. Once we've gone through all 30 teams, we'll have a look at that wins remaining counter and see how far out we were. And then we will rearrange until we decide that we've actually got a configuration that we like that adds up to the correct amount of wins, which is 2,430. I will say that we try and do this in about an hour, which is 2 minutes per team. We will not mention everybody on your team. Do not get mad at us if we don't mention your big off-season signing.
No, do get mad. I love looking at the mentions.
Sorry,
Just
do get
smiling.
mad
Just
at
get
us.
mad.
Definitely get mad at us. Like, I mean, last year I said Max Stasi was a pitcher, so that's about how this is going to go.
We probably won't forget Ian Anderson, but we will forget somebody like Ian Anderson. It's going to happen. So this is the thing that happens. And if you disagree with us, play along. I've got a prediction game running. Just go to my Twitter, DariusA64, click the pinned tweet, fill out the survey there, see if you can beat us at the end of the season, and we will find out.
You will.
So what you're saying is that we are going to talk about a piece of metal. We're not going to put asterisks, but this will be a futile act. That's a Clive Tildesley special, pre-planned. Yes!
On the fly, you came up with that.
Yes!
Crowbarred it in. No one noticed.
He's so proud of himself. Yeah, as Darius said, we'll try and fit it all in under an hour. I suspect the follow-up correction/apologies podcast will be about an hour as well, so that's one to look forward to down the line. Shall we start with who wants to go first? Tom, do you want to throw a team and a win prediction out there to get us started?
Shall we talk about your Rockies? Shall we do it?
Straight in. Okay, rip the band-aid
Shall we?
off.
Let's talk about your Rockies. And I'm going to throw in a win prediction of 68 wins.
Oh,
That is generous.
that is generous. Wow. Good grief.
I
As
think
part-
they're bad, and I think that division is so strong that the Rockies are going to struggle a lot this year.
And you think you still think they're going to get 68 wins?
Well, they are playing against the NL Central, so don't forget that.
Oh yeah, that's true. I know the NL Central. There's some good teams in that division. I think 68 is high. Go on, like we did this on the podcast the other week, and you could name one person on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Can you name 5 people on the Rockies? I know you've got it in roster resource in front of you, but take it off.
I'm not going to look at it though. I'm not going to look at it. So I'll look away from the screen on purpose. So Charlie Blackmon, Trevor Story.
Those are the easy ones.
There's the man who's got the mask on behind the plate. Malcolm Jefferson.
Who is Malcolm Jefferson?
There's you bloke in left field. There's the big lad at first base, the power hitter. Him.
CJ Cron, yeah.
There's the fella who's the start. You know, the starter.
John Gray.
That's him. And see, he's so vague. He's great. And there's the closer. That really, the closer bloke, the one who comes in at the end. There's him.
And your Bard, come on, you could have got him.
Got him. Nailed it. Done. Next one. Right, 68. Who's
So that was 2 then, yeah.
That was 2. Yeah, and 68 is ridiculous. There is no way that team's getting 68. But
Yeah,
let's stick it
well,
in. We'll come back to that, and well make it 52 in about
Oh my word!
45 minutes.
I would
time.
never have got a Rockies. I would never have got a Rockies catcher. Just look at the catchers. I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah, 68 is far too high. As part of my prep, I wrote a little line for each team about what to talk about, and I just wrote awful next to the Rockies. And I have them down to 58 wins.
Yeah, can we put them in as 58?
We'll come
So I
back to
think
them.
68 is 2.
58.
Oh, they are
58.
terrible. Even with 3 quite good starting pitchers, they are still wretched.
I think they're
Nah.
going to be the worst team in baseball.
No.
They're not,
I
but
don't
we'll
think
come
it'll
on
be
to
that
that.
bad. I don't think it'll be that bad. I
Says the man.
will be happy with 64. 64 I'm happy with. I'm not going below 64.
Let's put it in for now then. A contentious start.
64. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Extraordinary.
Next, John.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, who are going to be the worst team in baseball, are going to win, I think, 56 baseball games this year. They are abysmal, like almost to the point that it's not even funny. They just, we had the thing the other week where people couldn't really name anyone on their squad. I kind of can now, but only because we went through that whole process. Is Mitch Keller good at baseball? Arguably not.
It might be, but...
Stephen Brault, and these are their best players. They are awful. 56.
What's been the highest win-loss? Well, the highest loss record recently? It's like 110, was it?
The Tigers won 53 a couple of years ago, which I think is the recently the worst. So, and I think
that
the Pirate
again. 153.
One 53. Sorry, that's my horrible northern accent. I think the Pirates are about as bad as the Tigers were for like the last 4 years.
Didn't the Orioles win less than 50?
Oh yeah, they maybe did actually.
Because of that, I remember that Benintendi picture where he was diving in front of the Fenway scoreboard and they had like 114 losses or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, let's stick that. Did I say 56?
You did.
That may even be too generous. 56. Yeah,
let's go with
stick
56
that
for now. That
let's
seems
see
fine.
where we go.
That's more than 100 losses.
Yeah.
Cool. Darius.
Let's get this out of the way. I'm going to pick the Angels because...
Oh, for goodness sake. Because we've got plenty of time to have a conversation.
We might as well do it early rather than at the end when you're going to cut me off immediately. I'm still excited about the Angels because of Trout and Ohtani and Rendon. I think they're going to be all right and they'll win 88 games.
Fine. I can't argue with
Yeah,
that.
I can't really argue with that. Are they going to make the playoffs? Well, we'll see. We'll see at the end, right?
I mean, the reason to argue is
They're
because
gonna make
they've
the
had Trout
playoffs.
for years and they still never win more than like 81 games.
But yeah, I mean, last year they were awful, despite Trout having another MVP season and Dylan Bundy actually being good. Will that happen again? Let's wait and see. Max Stassi will be really great on the mound, though. We know that for sure.
Sneaky.
So we're agreeing with 88 for now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, Ben, it's you.
It is. I'll go for the Mets. Let's get all of our controversial teams in here early doors. I think they're going to be good. Can you believe I'm saying that? I like the Mets this year.
No, I can't, mate.
No.
Please explain your work.
They, as we've discussed at length, had a pretty eventful off-season. I think their on-the-field product has been improved considerably. I think it's actually a pretty tough division, but I still think they're going to win 91 games. I'm going to put down for them. Anywhere in that high 80s, low 90s area, I think is good for them, unless they find a way to mess it up, which it seems like they probably will.
You know what? I'm going to say something quite controversial here. I think they might be even better than that.
Wow.
Quite honestly, I mean, we are going to mention Ian Anderson because I'm going to mention him right now. Like, I still think personally, and shoot me here, that the Mets rotation is better than the Braves one. I'd rather have Jacob deGrom, Marcus Stroman, Noah Syndergaard,
Carrasco,
Steven Matz, and Carlos Carrasco than Max Fried, Mike Soroka,
Just
Ian
a disclaimer at this
Anderson,
point.
Charlie Morton.
Stephen Matz was traded to the Blue Jays. So.
I meant the other guy, Seth Lugo.
You meant
David Peterson. Yeah. Sorry, Stephen Matt. There you go. I was going to make one mistake, for goodness sake. I think the lineups are, I was listening to, I was doing some prep this afternoon, listening to somebody else do this exercise, and their number 8 hitter is going to be James McCann, who's been one of the best hitting catchers in baseball for the last 3 seasons. They're going to be really good. I think they could be higher than 92. Like, I think we should stick with that for now, but they're a good team.
I'd have been happy with 95 at least. So, like I say, I think that rotation's really good.
I
Ben,
think it's really good.
How have you gone too low on the Mets?
I know.
I think we just have to remember we're talking about the Mets here. We're talking about the Mets. Whatever you think they're going to win, knock 5 games off automatically.
Carrasco's already hurt. It's already happening.
It's true. The lol Mets are back. Yeah, I think stick that one. Stick that one in. Put it in pencil.
Back to you, Tom.
Shall we talk about the... Let's stay in the NL East, and I'm going to talk about the Nationals. I think the Nationals are still a good team. That rotation is really good. So I'm going to say they're going to win. They're not going to win the division. In fact, we put the Mets at 91, haven't we? But they're not. I don't think they're going to win the division. So I'm going to say 90 wins for that team.
90. Goodness, that's a lot. In a division where you've got the Mets and the Braves, I think that's bullish to me. I think they're a decent team. That's high for me. Anyway, anyone else want to chime in?
People keep saying the Nats are either going to be like really good or really bad. So I think inevitably what's going to happen is they're going to win 81 games.
Wow, that low?
Well, they have no depth. Like they have the worst farm system in baseball. Like they might have the best hitter in baseball, and they've got like a really good top of the rotation, but there's nothing below them at all. Like they might have to like use Yasmani Tomas this season. If you remember who he is, you probably don't. But
I do remember who he is.
I do. He's Rusney Castillo's brother.
So yeah, I could see them just being pretty mediocre, to be honest.
Shut over that. All right, fine then. Well, talk me down then. I still think they're really good.
I think they're like an 83, 84 win team.
I think if they were an NBA team, they'd be great because they'd only have to start 5 guys. But because they're a baseball team, 85 was that.
I think that's a great line. If they're an NBA team, they'd be great.
Soto, Scherzer, Trey Turner, incredible.
Kyle Schwarber.
I think it does feel weird to predict any team with those players to be bad. But we've kind of been doing that with the Angels for ages, and they haven't got any better, have they? So I'm inclined to lean, probably mid-80s for me, 85 or so.
No, Ben. Other way.
Stick 85 in. Stick it in.
Boo.
Look, people are spending their time watching this.
Go on then, next.
Possibly.
Go. John, go.
I think that the New York Yankees are going to be the best team in the American League, but I do not think they are a 100-win team. I think they're a 96-win team. Their rotation needs everything to break right. Obviously, Garrett Cole is going to be amazing, but they need Luis Severino to come back healthy. They need Corey Kluber to come back healthy. They need Jameson Taillon to come back healthy. And they need Davey Garcia to be an awful lot better than he was last year. And Jordan Montgomery to remain the most anonymous good player in baseball. The lineup's going to be brilliant, but again, very, very reliant on the health of some guys who like to get injured. Although that'll be more reps for the Tauk, which obviously we all want to see, and more reps of Brett Gardner in left field, which again we all want to see. I think they're a really, really good team. I think they're the best team in the American League, but I do not think the American League is anywhere near as strong as the National League this year. So that's the Yankees, 96.
I can't argue with that. It's the health that bothers me. And the last 2 years, the health of the entire squad has been pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I think if you said all these guys would be healthy, I think they could come pretty close to the Dodgers. But, like, half of them have not been healthy. So, let's do 96.
Put it in.
It's not like a one-off. It's been 2 years running now. It's been bad. And there's something clearly going on. It's a bit Metsy from about, 5 years ago?
Yeah, and they can't keep having the sort of Cashman devil magic, can they? I mean, the wheels fell off both of the two Mikes, Mike Ford and Mike Topman last year. Hopefully both of those guys will be back out there balling next year. And Gio Urshela, that's just not real, is it? Anyway.
Is that second basketball reference? Balling?
Ball. Yeah.
Second basketball reference. I'm loving this.
This is now an NBA podcast.
UK's number one NBA podcast, mate.
Let's go. There are actually other ones out there, to be fair. Go.
Darius.
Me. Let's go for the Royals, who I picked to be sort of surprising. And by sort of surprising, I think they will win 76 games.
Fine. I
Yeah,
haven't got any argument.
let's move on from that. I think they'll be basically fine. Brad Keller, he's a player on the Royals. Hunter Dozier, that's the name of a player I learned during our preview pods. Thanks, Annie Rogers from MLB.com. Other players are on the Royals.
Let's not play Name the Royals. We'll just move on.
You haven't mentioned Selby, like the big man.
Brady Singer.
Brady Singer is on the Royals. Yeah.
Yeah, some of these players are going to be really good players. It's not just Whit Merrifield and some blokes anymore.
And what was he? Malcolm Mondesi. What did I call him? Was it Malcolm?
Mondesi.
I don't think it was Malcolm, but it was something stupid.
I think it was. Yeah. Sorry, we're digressing. Next. Oh, Benintendi. Next.
Next, right. I'm going to stick within the division with another team who are similar. I think will probably be better this year than they were last year, sneakily getting towards their sort of contention window. That's the Tigers. I think they will win 68 games. I think they have nice young pitching. I think there are some guys there that are going to be good in a few years' time. I think their lineup might be the worst in baseball. They have no one who can hit, so I don't see them being good.
Yeah, they're pretty rough. I can't really argue with that.
Lineup.
Yeah, they're waiting for the talk, aren't they? The talk era needs to start pretty soon for them.
Oh wow, they literally have no one, do they? No Mazzara. That's probably one of the names I recognise.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to be one of their better players. So
depends what you get from Mig as well, doesn't it?
Jonathan Scope, he's there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so he's all right, But if he's your cleanup hitter, it's not going great, is it?
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Is this the last year of Big Mig in Detroit?
I don't know. I'll look. In fact, it's my pick next, isn't it? So I can't do it at the same time.
I'll do that for you.
I
Tom.
I don't believe it is. It's the last year of Pujols, but I think Cabrera's got another, maybe two.
Oh God.
Let's talk about Boston. And I'm going to base this on the interview that John did with Joe McCaffrey. I think he's right when he said it could be, what was it, a 71 win team or an 81 win team. I'm going to put the Red Sox at exactly 81 wins, so they're going to be 500.
I think that is right. I had them a hair under, but if somebody had come in and said they're going to win 89 games, I'd probably have not been able to argue. Who knows? Much like the Yankees, there's a lot of question marks over health there. Only the floor and ceiling talent levels of all of the individuals in question is pretty bad. So, this is unquestionably going to be, in terms of the amount of money spent per win, the worst team of all time. But that was last year's, so the second worst team of all time. But yeah, 81. I think that's a reasonable shout.
I still cannot get over the fact they've gone from Mookie Betts to Hunter Renfroe in right field.
Just be glad you bailed out when you did.
Sorry guys, what did we say about the Tigers? I fell asleep when you started talking about their offense. So.
68.
68.
68.
Seems generous. That's a team we're taking wins from later. Okay, carry
absolutely. It's me, isn't it? Okay, goodness, I'm trying to remember the names of teams in baseball, which is a perennial problem for me. I'm going to go with a team who I think are going to be quite bad. The Philadelphia Phillies are going to be quite bad. I think they will win 76 baseball games this year and finish in 4th place in the NL East. And I think part of the reason they're going to be quite bad is because that's a really good baseball division, and they're going to have to play 3 really good baseball teams and 1 all right baseball team in the Miami Marlins.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I mean, all right is a relative term. I mean, let's get it out of the way now. Why not us? Because you're all right. Yeah, I think the Phillies are pretty poor. Their pitching beyond Nola is okay. Zach Wheeler and Nola is okay. Their lineup is just a lot of question marks. Scott Kingery, what's that all about? Their bullpen's going to be better, but I think that there's too many good teams in that division, and then they're not going to be anywhere near them.
They have Bryce Harper as well.
I mean, yeah, he's good.
I mean, they have Harper and Real Muto. Like
you got Didi. They're not exactly
hitter.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It's not a dreadful lineup. I'm kind of with. I like the pitching's nothing to go home about, but the lineup's pretty decent.
Yeah, I think they'll score a lot of runs, and I think they would have made the playoffs last year if they hadn't had the worst bullpen ever.
I just don't think they're very good.
It's fair
I think they'll be above 500, but I don't think they'll be in the race for the division.
Yeah,
Did you say a number, John? I missed that.
He said
76.
Oh wow, that's low.
Yeah, well, I was toying with going just below 500, so I could probably be talked up to 500. 76 was maybe a bit harsh.
Happy with 80, personally.
80? Yeah, put 80 in. I'm happy with that.
Ben?
It's the Jose Alvarado boost.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stick with 80 for now. I think they might be a bit better than that, but... Is it me?
It is.
Yeah.
Let's do the Marlins then. Why not?
Yes. Why not?
Why not us?
I really like the Marlins rotation a lot, but the lineup is still pretty bad. So, yeah, I think they'll be last, but they'll be like okay last, like 74.
Yeah. I mean, I think they'd be I had them in my mind as a hair worse than the Phillies. So, given I had the Phillies at 76, I think 74 is all right. Yeah, their pitching's going to win them a lot of games, but their lineup is a lot of guys who are a year, 2 years away from being good. Diaz, Chisholm. And then you're expecting. Is Miguel Rojas as good as he was last year? I don't think so. Sorry, Pete. Starling Marte is very good. Brian Anderson is good, and John Bertie is a very fun baseball player to watch. There's not a lot going on there, is there?
Marte is the only star really in this lineup, isn't he? I mean, Chisholm could be a star, but yeah, he's not ready yet. Let's do 74.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Cool. I will then switch over to the AL West, and I'll say the Rangers will be another not very good team. I think they will win. I think they'll lose around 100 games. I've got them in for 64 wins, just avoiding the 100 losses.
Yeah. Thinking about it, yeah, you can't. Well, I can't argue much with that. Again, it's one of those games. Let's start naming Rangers. I'm going to start struggling straight away.
Yeah, Lynn's gone. He was kind of their rotation.
Yeah.
So don't see it being a good year.
There's Joey Gallo in the lineup.
Yeah, they're a bit. The lineup is a weird.
Name some more.
Do you want me to name the Rangers lineup? Let's not do this.
Isaiah.
Kind of
Falefa.
Chris Davis now.
Chris Davis.
Big
They've got a lot
crush.
of DHs basically.
Yeah.
They've got Willie Calhoun and Chris Davis, who both should be playing DH. Nick Solak's not a great defensive
Joey
player.
Gallo. How would I miss Joey Gallo winning a Gold Glove in right field? I thought he was going to be DH for his whole career.
Joey Gallo's a pretty good athlete, yeah.
Well, yeah, well done, Joey. Well done, son. I didn't think that you'd win a Gold Glove before a silver slugger. Yeah, I did, but sorry.
They have taken David Dahl, who's obviously going to break out now that he's no longer on the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, massively, yeah. He'll be a superstar.
But yeah, I think the rotation is pretty bad.
Oh, let me have a look at that. Oh, wow. That's some good names.
Have you heard of any of them?
Read us some names, Tom.
Carl Gibson.
Heard of him?
Yeah, but
Volty's there. I quite like Volty. Volty's a bit of a fancy darling, isn't he? People still stick with him.
I mean, like, he's just, you never know what you're going to get, right? He might come out throwing 97, or like he might throw 90 and get DFA like he did last year.
Yeah.
Totally random.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but newsflash: Otani's just struck out Tatis, which is
What?
filing scenes you love to see.
Angels, let's change it. 97 wins. Here we go.
Fake news. Fake news. I don't believe it.
I thought the Rangers would be a little bit better, but not a lot. probably high 60s.
Yeah, I think we could live with that.
Yeah, stick with it. Plug it in.
Okay, 68. Let's put that.
Bang. Back to you, Tom.
Shall we talk about the Cubs and what are the Cubs? What is that division? I mean, what is the Cubs? Like, what are they doing? I'm going to make this pretty quick. Stick him for 82 wins. That's enough for me. I don't think they're going to be anything special.
Yeah, let's move swiftly on from the Cubs because I've got things to say about Tom Ricketts, and this is not the
time.
This is not that I've got more words to say than 2 minutes will allow. So let's circle back to that another time. Although I think Jock Peterson is an upgrade from Kyle Schwarber. And I like Ian Happ.
Are you not going to use your big
I mean,
words now?
the Cubs
Not now.
potentially have the most stars in this division, right? Like if Bryant is healthy and Byers is back, and they've got Rizzo, like that's actually pretty good. But the rotation is a bunch of soft tossers, as I believe Russ Dorsey called them.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what's happening there. It's a bit weird to like swap Yu Darvish for, a bunch of like guys trying to be Kyle Hendricks but not as good.
Hey, Alec Mills threw a no-hitter.
I
Not
like
everyone's
I
done
like
that.
Alec Mills, but I don't think you should like build your rotation in the mold of Alec Mills.
Pictures in glasses, mate. Come on. Do not sass them.
So you are increasing this up from 82 because of Alec Mills.
I'm
now?
giving them an extra win to
83.
83 just for Alec Mills' glasses.
Don't get that
That'd be
kind of
nice to
analysis
see.
anywhere else, folks.
I'd like to remove a win because Zach Davies looks like he's gone missing on a school trip and has found himself on the mound.
I was just about to say it'll be nice to see Kyle Hendricks reunited with his large adult son, Zach Davis.
Yeah, I think we gave them a win for Alec Mills' glasses, and Pringles has just taken that win back for perfectly reasonable analysis.
I've already
written
written
82.
I've written 83 now. It's too late.
Oh, well, for goodness sake.
Peter says no.
Is it
John,
me?
you're up.
It is me. I am going to go for... Oh, I'm going to stay in that division and the Cincinnati Reds, who I think are going to be the other side of that limbo line that is 500. I think they're going to be 78. I think they have a lot of good hitters and a couple of good pitchers, some of whom are starters, some of whom are bullpen. I think they're actually an okay team. I think people have forgotten how many good players there are on that team because of the way they approach the off-season. I think they're going to be fine. But yeah, they're not going to be in the playoffs.
I feel like I could try and argue it down, but yeah, I think you're right. They'll be fine, and that's about it.
Castellanos with a high deep drive to left field, and it's 4-0. And this may be the last time you hear from me this evening. Move on.
Darius's favourite gag.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
Love that one.
Got it.
Yeah, I like
The Reds are very meh, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Meh.
I like a lot of the Reds players, but yeah, I'm never quite sure what they're doing. It seems an odd fit. This Eugenio Suarez at the shortstop thing is interesting. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know what to make of this team. So let's go 78.
Do it. Lock it in.
Boom.
Who is up next? It is
Darius.
It is me. The poor NL West has only had one team so far, so why don't we do my Giants, who I think have sort of assembled like an old competent team, which will not be any good against the Padres and the Dodgers, but
Focus on the old.
emphasis on the old for sure. Might field a lineup entirely full of over 30s guys, which is something that only the Giants do repeatedly all the time. I'm going to say 80.
I think it might be a little bit high, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I think that's about right. The San Francisco geriatrics.
Yep. I think they're going to be all right. Apart from another great fact that I learned on the podcast that I listened to whilst running this afternoon. Yeah, they have one starting player under 30.
And it is?
One. Maurizio Dubon is the only one in the starting lineup who is under 30. That's absolutely amazing.
It's a good fact.
feel really bad for
Wow.
Yaz, who's obviously never going to make any money in his career.
Oh yes.
I think he'll be okay, given who his grandpa is.
You reckon he's doing all right?
I think he's probably done all right dynastically, not just the genes. Look that one up in the dictionary, bringers.
You know what the annoying thing is? A spoiler alert. I couldn't actually find a dictionary. It's actually a Simon Scarrow book. So just took the cover to look clever.
To you, Ben. Move it on.
Let's move it on indeed. I'll stick in the NL West and I'll take the Dodgers. They're going to be very good. I think
hot take.
I think they've got potential to be like record-breakingly good on the fact that they have a really good roster, but I think having to play the Padres and the competent Giants and the really impressive Rockies will probably drag them down a little bit. So I've got them at 101 wins.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they could even be higher than that, to be honest. But yeah, let's.
I was going to argue if it was below triple digits, but we'll go with 101 for now.
Bringers.
Shall we talk? I'll tell you what. Let's round up the NL West. I know we still got the Diamondbacks, but let's talk about the Padres since we're there.
What a shock!
I was going to initially jump on the first one and just say Padres 100, but I'm going to say 97 wins for the Padres.
Depressingly, I've got nothing to say to that because if they had come to me, that was the exact number I was going to say. So they have less depth than the Dodgers, don't they? Right? You know, if a starting pitcher goes, then they don't have Dustin May or Tony Gonsolin, and you know they don't have Gavin Lux on the bench and things like that. But you know, these are trifles.
Splitting hairs, yeah. I'm happy with 97. Let's do it.
Like it.
It's me. I am gonna go for. We're not done. Well, with the AL West, we've only done the Angels, haven't we?
No, we did the Rangers too.
Oh, we did the Rangers. Sorry,
And the
my
Rangers.
bad. I haven't got it on my screen like you a lot. Should we do the Oakland Athletics, who I think are going to be a good team, albeit a tick lower than they were last year without Hendricks and without Semien. I think they're going to win 90 games and win the division. That's my go for the Oakland Athletics.
Win the division.
Yes.
You're not high on the Astros this year, then.
I think the Astros are on the verge of being not good. I think they'll be good this year, like good enough, but their window ain't closing. They're relieved. They're relieved. Their bullpen, the Astros bullpen, is terrible. But yeah, the A's I think are going to win 90 games.
I'd be
I
quite
think
happy
last
with that.
year I swore that I wasn't going to slander the A's ever again because they kept proving me wrong. But I'm going to slander the A's because I don't think they're going to win 90 games. I think
Here he is.
I think they are worse than that. I don't think they're a bad team, but I think they'll do well to get above 500 to probably be in the low 80s. They've let a few of their star players go. Semien's gone. I like the pitching. I don't love the lineup and I don't love the depth. And I think they walk this tightrope every season and find a way to win. So I'm probably wrong again, but I think there's two teams at least in that division that are better.
Arias, pick it up and just talk about Matt Chapman now, please.
Yeah, well, obviously Matt Chapman was hurt last year. Had hip surgery, so that's not good. They say he's fine now. I'm caught because I don't think this is the best team on paper. Like, I do think the Angels have a better team on paper, but as Ben said, every single year the A's just find a way to make the team better during the season that like no other team does. But I'm going to stick with it. I think the Angels will win more than the A's, so I'm going to say like 85.
So how many did we have the Angels on?
88.
Remind me. Okay, cool, fine. I think the Angels is a better team, but I also think that the A's have got the smarts to win. I mean, Chapman, Olsen, Canna, Piscotti, Laureano. These are good baseball players. I'm just listing names. That's what the people have tuned in for. Listen to Rain Man, list names. Okay, look, fine. 86.
I can
No, I think
already
they're better than
hear
the
people
Angels.
getting mad at us.
I think they're better than the Angels. I'm with John on this one. I think we need to at least put them at 88 for the time being.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
that's
let's
a good
put them at
compromise.
88. We're definitely going to have to take wins away from this division at some point. So let's
I mean, the Rangers have got it coming.
three-way tie. Here we come.
Right, we've got 15 minutes. Let's go.
Come on, let's talk about the
Darius.
Astros. We're here. Let's do it. John thinks the Astros are not good anymore, or at least not great anymore. I think
88.
they might be. I'm feeling worse. I want to say 86.
I'm feeling worse as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think they're that
No.
good this year. I really don't think they're that good.
They really.
I
I mean,
think
they had to
Astros are
make.
good.
They had a lot of injuries last year, to be fair, but I don't know why. I mean, Verlander's not coming back, is he? So
And what is Altuve? Are Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy, and Framber Valdez all that good?
well, Valdez
I would
is
argue-
out most of the year anyway. So
Yeah, I would argue. Yeah, well, he's out for a while, isn't he? But even the other two, they were pitching out of their skin. Like their pitching last year was incredible. Like who were those guys? Amazing. No, I agree with you. They're and then they're only going to get worse. Correa's not coming back next year. Verlander's gone. Greinke's 38. Not great, is it?
I still think they're good.
Oh, here he is.
The trash can apologist is here. I think this is a really good lineup still, one of the best in the American League, especially if some of the players who had bad years last year bounce back. Jordan Alvarez is fully fit again. He's a machine when he's healthy.
is he though?
Pitching depth. Well, I think he is. His pitching depth.
Dude's like
It's
20.
fair.
Dude's like,
Senator Ben Sass. There you go. There's a pun.
dude's like 23 with the needs of a 53-year-old. Like,
Is he
Don't
53
need
though?
knees to hit dingers.
Miles Straw. What about him? He looks like one of the a guy's come out of Polly Pocket, and he's in centre field. He is tiny.
yeah, no Springer.
No Springer dingers.
Jay Odorizzi, he'll do something.
I
like
understand
Jacob
if
Rizzi.
like Correa and Altuve are like at their best, and they're probably going to make us look stupid. But I don't know if we should believe that they will be.
Yuli Gurriel, not a day under 50.
Are we going to get a full season out of Lance McCullers?
I mean, that would make a difference, actually.
It would make
if
a
you
difference.
do.
It'd make a huge difference, but he doesn't seem to stay healthy.
He's
Got
in a
great
walk year,
flow
so-
these days.
Mm.
Where do you want Ben? Where do you want them higher than 86?
I had them down as 91.
Oof.
We just put in
Winning division.
88 again. Is that what we're doing? We're at-
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh my god.
Three-way tie again. Yeah.
This could happen. It didn't happen in the NL Central.
If you're
Yeah, the
if you're
three-way
watching,
tie.
give us your feedback. Make your persuasive arguments about the Astros.
Yeah, please do. At the moment, we've just got different names for the podcast in the chat. We've had Bat Flips and Hoops from Matt and British Baseball Pod, and we've had Bad Lists and Names is the other one as well.
We've been called a lot worse.
Bad list
true.
of names is about right, isn't it? Whose go is it? It is you, Ben, isn't it?
It's me, yeah. Okay, let's talk about the Toronto Blue Jays, or the Buffalo Blue Jays, whatever they're going to end up being this season. Dunedin. I think they had a tremendous off-season. Love what they did. I think the lineup looks great. I think they will be good. It does scare me a little bit, the pitching depth behind Ryu. I think they are going to rely on him to be really, really good. And if he's injured or not as good, they're going to struggle to fill innings. So I think they're going to be an 89 win team, not as good as the Yankees, but probably second best in that division.
I think so too.
I would have been
that's fine.
happy with 91 plus, but yeah, 89 is good.
Yep, I agree. I think the pitching needs work, but lineup is great.
And this is from the world's biggest Robbie Ray fan. So
I was going to say all aboard the Robbie Ray train.
Look, I
This
love
is the
Robbie Ray,
comeback.
but
This is it.
if any pitcher in baseball needs work, it's definitely Robbie Ray.
hell, that's a Tanner Roark, mate.
Back to you, Tom.
Oh yeah, I should pick a team really, shouldn't I? Let's go for the Braves. Now I find the Braves really interesting. Obviously the projection systems have all been down on them again and not liking them. But seeing as you won't let me have the Nationals at a decent win total, I'm going to put them at 91. So just a shade behind the Mets.
I think that's pretty fair. I understand why the projections don't like them, but I think their pitching deserves more credit than the projections give them. But I do think the Mets are going to win this division, even though they'll Mets their way out of it. So
Yeah,
sounds right to me.
I could hear an argument that you flip those two the other way around and not complain.
Yeah.
But yeah, since that's the way they've fallen, no arguments from me.
Yeah, I think they're better than the Mets, but I'm not going to argue about like 2 wins. Could go either way.
It's me. I'm going to talk about the Baltimore L'Oreals.
Yay.
Yay! Who I had the great pleasure of talking to, the lovely Melanie Newman, who did an amazing job of convincing me that the Orioles might be quite good. Just that I came off the call and was like, hey, that's real. I was enthused. And then I looked at some of the players that we talked about. They're all terrible. And, you know, King Felix and Matt Harvey, big bets, no looking good. 78-mile-an-hour fastball is not going to cut it in the major leagues these days.
Has Felix already been cut?
He hasn't, no.
Injured though.
Yeah, he's got some elbow concern.
Probably gonna have TJ, Matt Harvey.
Felix.
Matt Harvey's going to make it, I think.
Oh yeah, he is, but he also looks
Because
like
they literally have no one else.
Yeah, that's how good the Orioles are. That Matt Harvey will actually be in their rotation. Yeah.
They're bad. Are they as bad as the Pirates? Is the question that we all need to ask ourselves here.
What do we have the Pirates at? We had them at 56.
56, which I think is going to go down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick the Orioles at 52, thinking that the Pirates is going to come down a ways. So yeah, 52 for the Orioles.
Oh, that's very bad. I don't think they're that bad.
They are though.
I think
They are really bad.
I think they've got some interesting hitters. I think their lineup's better than the Tigers, for example. But
Wow.
Really? Goodness.
Yeah.
They're pitching though.
Damned with faint praise, really.
All right, where do you want to put them? 57? Would you be happy with that?
We're arguing over really bad.
I want to give them
or
60.
Very bad.
I want to give them
You want to
60.
give them... Okay, fine. Give them 60.
60.
Fine.
They're still not losing 102 games. So
They're so bad though. I'm sorry, Melanie.
I
please
do
come back on
really
the show.
love those interviews with beat writers of bad teams who, you know, really sound so optimistic, and then you look at the squad and you're like, oh.
Well, that's why cult hero Nebias Wilborn of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette was just like, this team sucks.
Yeah.
That's why everyone enjoyed that one so much.
He was brilliant. He was absolutely spot on.
Yeah, okay, 60, whatever.
On to me. Let's go over and talk about the Cleveland baseball team, who shall otherwise remain nameless. I think that, you know, they're going to pitch their way to a pretty good record, even though everything else is dreadful apart from Jose Ramirez. So I'm going to say 87.
I'd have gone lower. I'd sort of said about 83, 84, but 87's fine.
Yeah, I had 84, but like Darius said, they're going to pitch their way to enough wins, and that division isn't great.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they're the third best team in that league, honestly. We'll see where the other two end up. I think 87 is high because the lineup is absolutely rotten. I mean, Ben Gamel is going to start the year in centre field. He's never been a centre fielder, and he's Ben Gamel. You know, so come on. I mean, what are you talking about? They're not going to win 87 games.
You know, we have this argument about the Cleveland every year, right?
I think we should do.
All right, look, whatever, fine, stick it in.
I'm sensing. Let's put 84 then. Go.
Yeah, fine, that's better.
Darius is just kissing up to Russell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Russell is here to defend the Cleveland.
Cool. Me, is it?
Yeah,
It is.
Talk about the Tampa Bay Rays, and they are one of those teams. Like, they've gutted their roster, sort of lost a few of their best players, but you still think they're going to find a way to win because they're the Rays. I think they've got the #1 ranked farm system in baseball. A few of those guys will probably graduate and be really good. They still have Randy Arozarena. They still have enough random pieces who seem to work together to make a good baseball team. They still have Tyler Glasnow. I think they'll probably come third in that division because the Yankees and Blue Jays are better, but I still think they'll be in the region of 85 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, No arguments from me. I think
I'm
that's
happy
about
with
where
that.
you'd have them. Better than Boston, not quite as good as Toronto.
Update from
It could-
Russell. Update from Russell. He says 84 is fine for the Indians. Sorry,
Oh,
the
thanks, Russell.
Cleveland
Thanks
team.
for that.
Sorry.
Okay. 85
That's
it
Tom.
is.
Should we talk about the best team in the NL Central? Being the St. Louis Cardinals, who I believe, with the addition of, well, let's not mention his name because it would just upset them. They are going to win 87 games and take that division quite comfortably.
Obviously, Cardinals fan over here.
Yeah, big old Cardinals fan. I've got my
We've seen the gear.
my MAGA hat as well. I'm all set.
Big Daniel Ponce de Leon fan, are you?
I love how we try and
Possibly.
upset absolutely every fan base during the course of this podcast without fail.
I think apart from our own, that's the only ones we don't upset.
I don't think they're that good. I think they're good. Like, you know, the emphasis wasn't quite right there. Can we talk about them and the Brewers together? Because I think they're
Sure.
the two best teams in. So I will pick the Brewers. So you said 87.
I did, yeah.
I think the Brewers' rotation is better. I think that the Cardinals have the best pitcher, arguably, in Flaherty, although he was pretty poor last year. But then after that, it drops off quite quickly, and they've got a couple of injury worries as well. Kim is not fit. So you're looking at like John Gaunt and the aforementioned Daniel Ponce de Leon and Adam Wainwright, who, you know he's very good, but he's also very old. Their lineup is good, obviously. Goldschmidt, Arenado, Bader, DeYoung, all very good. But I think the Brewers are all around a better team, personally. I think the front of the Brewers rotation is really strong. Then their 3, 4, and 5 are better than the Cardinals. Their outfield defense is obviously going to be amazing when Kane is fit with Bradley and Yelich. Yelich is going to be better than he was last year. Their infield is really strong with Wong and Hura. I think that they're just a better team, and their bullpen has obviously got the two best relievers in baseball in Williams and Hader. So I think they're just a better team. I think they will get 88, and I think that the Cardinals will be a wild card team with like 86, 85, 86. That was where I had them.
Okay.
You've convinced me.
Pecota loves
better,
the
but-
Brewers, so no arguments here.
You don't just have to go with the flipping, proprietary IP of Baseball Prospectus.
No, I don't. We've disagreed with
Here
it.
he is.
We've disagreed with it almost relentlessly so far, I think. So
Good, I'm
Other
glad.
projection systems are available.
Yes.
Darius.
let's talk about the Mariners. I have.
Do we have
I promised to buy Bob Bamber a T-shirt if the Mariners make the playoffs. That's how good I think the Mariners are. I think they're probably slightly better than the Rangers, but not by very much. So like 72 win team.
fine by me?
Yeah, I think they're going to be considerably better than the Rangers in like 18 months.
Oh yeah.
Just not yet. I think they're going to be a really, really fun, not very good team.
But yeah, they're going to have
we-
a lot of fun players pretty soon.
We have had a message from Mike Ivory. I don't think he's that happy. He's put Cubs third, have a day off.
Yeah, he also said the Mariners were going to make the playoffs as well. So you have a day off, Mike.
Wasn't it Mike who asked us a few weeks ago if anyone had a worse off-season than the Cubs?
That was before the big Jock Peterson signing. So
Big everyday player, Jock Peterson. I'll believe it when I see it, Jock.
yeah, okay. It's back to you, Ben. We've not got many left, have we?
3 left.
No.
D-backs, we've got them left, haven't we?
Yeah, D-backs,
Don't particularly want to
Twins,
talk about
and
them.
White Sox. Oh,
But let's do D-backs. I think they have some really nice, talented young pitchers. The rotation is sneakily going to be quite good. A few guys there who can keep this team in games, but I think the lineup's horrible. I think it's, again, we've talked about a lot of bad lineups, but I think the D-backs is up there with those terrible lineups. So I think they win 74 games in a tough division.
Didn't Zach Buchanan of The Athletic on one of our preview pods, yeah, another plug for those, they're really good. I put a lot of work into them, please listen to them. Didn't he say that the lineup was really strong? I mean, it's not a bunch of household names, is it? But
I felt much more uplifted on the D-backs after listening to that pod. I thought, they sound quite good. I'm going to go and check them out. But I did exactly as you did, John. They looked at the lineup and went, oh, okay.
Who are they?
Good. Yeah.
Cattell Marte is good, I think. I mean, he had a bad year, but I think he's good. But
keep going.
I mean, that's it.
Like, there's a lot of guys who are like fine. Like, yeah, Christian Walker can hit a bit. Cole Calhoun's an all right hitter. There's no like star here.
Cattell Marte is their star, and he's not even the most famous Marte. So
yeah.
Eduardo Escobar is okay as well.
He was, but like he was absolutely dreadful last year.
Yeah, that's true. Tim LaCastro is
There's
fun.
a lot of guys that I'm not very sure about, even if they have been good, continuing to be good on this team, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose if you're relying on,
I'm not making an argument. I was playing devil's advocate. I think they're crap.
And you're relying on Madburn as well.
To be fair, I don't know if I think they're that much worse than the Giants either. So
I think 74 is fine.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with the Twins and the White Sox,
so
Tom.
we're saying they're as good as the Marlins. Is that what we're...
74?
Yeah.
Are the Marlins better than them, though?
They might be.
Are they? And the lineup's not great.
We'll think about this.
Let's come back to it.
Right, shall I take the White Sox then? Seeing as I was a little bit low on them than what I thought was going to happen this year to them. What have we got in that division at the minute? 84 with Cleveland winning 84. White Sox. I think they're going to win the No, I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to get 89 wins. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think the Twins are going to be better than them this year.
There you go. 89.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Is anyone arguing against it? It's just the rotation. I mean, you got Lance Lynn. I mean, fair enough. He had a great year last year. What we're going to expect from this year? Keuchel's still Keuchel, isn't he? We don't know if... I think Kopech's expected to start in the bullpen again this year, isn't he?
Yeah, they're going to be pretty careful with him, yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, the lineup's great. I like the lineup quite a lot. But it's just the manager. I'm just worried.
Yeah, it's going to boom or bust, isn't it? They are one of the most fun teams. Eloy Jimenez, Lewis Robert, Tim Anderson, Yohan Moncada, Giolito. That's just such a... I imagine being a fan of that team.
And we haven't mentioned last year's MVP either yet. So.
Jose Abreu, yeah.
The big man.
The big lad.
I don't think it'll be that good, but like, you know, this is a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a toss-up between them and the Twins, but I'm waiting until you put the 89 in so I know how many wins I've got left to play with.
I think the answer to that question, John, is not enough.
No,
not enough.
That's how many.
What have we got?
Do you think
65?
Yeah, they're going to get more than 65, so we're going to have to do some maths in a minute. I think they're going to get 80. God. I think they are going to get... Are they better? I think they might be a nudge better. I think 90 for the Twins. Again, the front of the rotation, Maeda, Berrios, some question marks. Bullpen there, a lot of churn. May's gone, Clippard's gone. Taylor Rogers was really poor at the back end of last season and in the playoffs. But the lineup is just, it's like a freight train, isn't it? Cruz, Kepler, Sano.
Yeah, again, that team. That's going to be so much fun to watch hitting.
Yeah, and defensively, I mean, Simmons and Buxton on the same team.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
Amazing. Yeah, they are. I think they're a little bit better than Chicago for now, but for probably just this Josh Donaldson, of course, we've not mentioned either. If he gets on the field,
if we got to find 30 wins from.
So we're doing 90, yeah? Is that what?
90. Yeah, I think we've got to find 25.
25.
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. How are we going to find 25 wins?
Well,
we need to sort out the AL West because we've got 3 teams at 88 there.
Okay, should we start there?
I mean, is that actually the problem?
No, I think the problem is that the Detroit Tigers have got 68 wins, and the Miami Marlins have got 74.
And we've been too nice about too many teams as well, because we've got like 9 winning teams here in the AL.
I think the AL's properly bunched up though, right?
Yeah.
I think that there are a lot of middle of the pack teams.
We only have 4 below 500 though.
A very good point. We need to start knocking some teams down.
We also think the NL is going to be better at the moment, which is
Just rate
true,
the 21 wins from the Pirates, Mike say. Can't really argue with that.
Well, for starters, we've got they're doing the geographical thing as well, right? With the interleague, we've got a lot of wins in the East, like 833 wins in the East. I don't think all of these teams, like from Philadelphia up, are we really gonna have that many teams winning 80+ games when they're playing each other all the time?
I think we need to go down on the Phillies and the Nationals. Although I've bigged up the Nationals, I think we actually need to go down on them.
I told you the Phillies aren't that good.
We can go down on the Marlins too. I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, let's take some off the Marlins.
Let's go 70 for the Marlins.
70 Marlins.
Phillies 76, my original.
Fine. Come on,
the Tigers at 68 is too high.
And probably the Rangers at 68. Too high.
Right, should we put them both at 65?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And I think that
we need 11 now. Are we taking the Nationals down too?
No, I think take some of those 88s out. That's ridiculous.
Well, who are we going to take it off though? I'm not massively. I'm not high on the Astros. But then I don't want to do is...
I think the Angels are the best team in that division. I think the Angels should be 88 and the other two are 86.
I came in here relying on you guys to talk me down on the Angels, and we're going to make them win the division instead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well up for it.
The Angels, they're not going to win the division. No, the Angels aren't going to win the division.
Big Tone Rendon in his awesome beard, mate. Come on.
Otani Tom.
The Astros are winning it.
Mike Trout.
He's quite good. He's quite good.
I've had a DM off somebody just saying Tigers are a 55-win team.
It's probably Jed.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Well, I think if we're putting the Pirates at 56, I think we need to bump a few off the Rockies. Look, I'm a Rockies fan, but they're not 12 wins better than the Pirates.
Right, the Rockies are going to 63. How's that?
Yeah, cool.
We still need to have a winner of the flipping division. We can't have a 3-way tie. I'm not allowing it.
Look, I'm on board with the Angels, John. You don't need to talk me into it.
I'll go on then. Put the Angels as the winner.
Okay. So we're leaving the Angels at 88, but they're going to win the division with 88 wins.
I think they're going to get 90, and the other two are going to get 87. It's a wash.
The Angels! I'm not buying this.
I can't believe we're putting the Angels down for 90.
This is ridiculous. I do not endorse this message.
Someone, Ben Elson in the chat is saying take some off the Red Sox. I mean, I was quite open to that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to take some more out of the East. Where are we going with the Red Sox? 78?
78, yeah. There you go. I think they're a below 500 team. Deadline sellers.
Tom looks very distressed about the Angels.
I think we've got it completely wrong. I'm not happy.
You don't say.
You look so vexed, mate.
I think it's wildly incorrect that we're putting the Angels to win the division and get 90 wins. We're saying that the Angels are better than the Cardinals and the Brewers.
Well, I mean,
and on par with the Twins.
Am I about to make things a lot worse? But I think we put the D-backs down for 74, not 64, didn't we?
They say 74.
Oh, it says 64 on the screen.
It says 64 on the screen.
Oh, Darius.
Does it? Not on my screen.
Yeah,
On the YouTube, it says 64.
Oh, I see why. It's a formula issue.
Diamondbacks, devil magic.
D-backs give...
There you go.
Okay.
Thank goodness for that.
What was the issue? I missed that. You broke up.
It was he broke his XL was broken.
I have to do this on 2 separate screens because if I do it on the stream view, then obviously you can see me faffing around in the spreadsheets. So
Oh, I want to see you faffing. Go on, show us your faffing.
Okay.
Where
I'm
are we
looking at these
We
going.
find
"No,
short still.
we need 5.
5.
Too high on the
just
Angels.
take them off the Pirates and the Tigers. They're both awful.
We do this every year. We're just like, just pick on the worst teams.
Any of the
Maybe
top
off the Yankees, dare I say it?
Ooh. Yeah, you could shave a couple off the Yankees.
You can take 2 off the Yankees.
I think 94.
Yeah.
Are we still on the East?
Hmm?
Are we still too high on the East?
No, we think the East and the West are about the same now. We think the Central is dreadful, basically, which is what we think.
Which is about right. Yeah.
What about
NL Central's
what
bad.
about if we're still fighting? What about the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds? Are they that good?
I mean, I don't think it's like that controversial to say the Cubs are going to win 83 games. It's not like we've gone wild. We can take some off the Giants. That's fine.
I'm trying to help you with your maths here, mate. Come on.
Look, I'm making the Giants 78.
Just,
there we go.
I'm still not happy with the Angels. Right, the NL West. The NL West are playing the AL West. The Dodgers and the Padres are going to smash these teams. Why are we accepting this?
We,
they're going to smash that just because it's locked on.
yeah, but they still get to play the Rockies. Like
Reference, relevant.
They do.
No.
we have the NL West beating the AL West. If that helps, Tom, they've got more wins.
I don't think the Rockies will win this year.
No, I'm distancing myself from this podcast. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I think the Rockies will win a game this year. Is that what you're trying to say?
Has anybody bothered to make a persuasive argument for the Astros? Other than you?
I've been a pro Astros all day.
Yeah, but all you said when we tried to push you about why the Astros are good, you just kind of went Yordan Alvarez, and then didn't really back it up.
The 4 other MVP candidates they have: Altuve, Bregman, Correa, Tucker. He's pretty good last year. Probably going to be even better this year. They've got Brantley back. Lineup's great. Rotation, not so much.
Look, I'm making the Orioles worse.
Awful. There is just free.
You're not making the Orioles worse. They're doing it themselves.
Right, look, there we go. I've made the Orioles 57 win team now. There we go.
Mike Elias is single-handedly making the Orioles worse.
The Angels have got a pitcher called Packy Norton. Sounds brilliant. Packy Norton. It's brilliant. What an excellent name.
Bump them up.
Yeah, get him up. 95.
We've got 2 wins left.
Yeah, because I made the Orioles.
Put them on the Angels.
Put them on the button.
Just for Packy Norton.
All right, let's get. What have we got? 2 wins left. Darius, what's the split between NL and AL? That's a usual sign that we've got it completely wrong.
We've got the NL winning Interleague, but we think the NL was better anyway, don't we?
Yeah, but by how much? Because usually we're about 400 wins over on the NL. That's stupid.
By 8 wins.
So, 8? Oh, wow.
So it's pretty
God,
close.
we've got it really split this year. Put 2 in
to the
the
Giants.
NL somewhere. Yeah, give them to the Giants.
I
Get
just
to
took them off the
80
Giants.
wins.
You want me to put them back on the Giants?
Get them back.
Can we put? Let's put them on the Twins.
Give 1 to the Twins and 1 to the White Sox.
No, give 1 to the
Yes.
Twins and 1 to the Marlins just for Pete Pratt.
Yeah, just for Pete. Go on then.
Are we done?
71 for the Marlins.
Are we happy? I know Tom's not happy, but
No, you
Got-
got it wrong.
why should we swap the Astros and the Angels, Tom?
I didn't say the Astros.
I think the A's.
are better. Yeah.
Well, we've done it. We've got somewhere at least.
Yeah.
For people
Who
who
have we
want
got
to see the final results, we'll put them on our Twitter feed and our Instagram page and whatnot.
Everybody's
So do
mad.
feel free to take the piss.
I'm just trying to look
usual.
at who the divisional winners are and who the wild cards are. That all seems
we
to
should
make sense.
we should check that. We've got the White Sox and the Blue Jays as the wild card
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
That sounds correct to me.
and then the Padres and the Braves.
Oof, that's going to be a rough one for the Braves, isn't it? Poor Devils.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Assuming
That sounds-
assuming they don't change the playoff format halfway through the season, obviously.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
will.
it's not outside the
You
question.
can have 4 DHs and 900 pitches. Just go
4
for it.
DHs, 900 pitches, and
Hey.
the Marlins are given a bye into the NLCS.
If there are 4 DHs, I want to increase the Rangers. Hang on.
Yeah. No.
Okay, are
Right.
we doing something else? Weren't we doing something else?
We are, yeah. So to wrap up, let's do a player to watch for the season, but not your like who's going to win MVP. Under the radar, here's a name you've probably heard of them, but you didn't think was good, and here's why they're going to be good this season. Chance to flex your sabermetric muscles if you want to. Darius, why don't you kick us off with a sleeper?
This is like obviously really difficult for me to pick one person, so I'll give you 2 really fast. I mentioned the Eugenio Suarez shortstop experiment. This is because the Reds appear to think that Jonathan India is now ready to play second base. He was like a really high pick in the draft and sort of completely lost all his prospect stock. I'm just fascinated to see what will happen. He's like red hot in spring training, and it's like come out of nowhere. Everyone was like, why haven't the Reds signed a shortstop? And it turns out it's now because they're going to just randomly move Suarez back to shortstop and play India at second. So this is the kind of thing that could make us look like really stupid if he's actually good and the Reds end up winning the division. So watch him. And then I'm going to pick an angel, obviously. Chris Rodriguez is a guy who has barely pitched because he's just been hurt almost since they signed him, but just got like ludicrously nasty stuff. They had to put him on the 40-man to keep him away from the Rule 5 draft. It sounds like he's probably going to be in the bullpen to start the year, and the Angels have had a lot of bullpen issues, so I think he's going to punch out a load of guys and be really fun. So watch out for Chris Rodriguez.
A good thing about Darius going first is I'm confident he's not stolen anyone else's picks there. But
You said under the radar.
I did, but 2 good names to watch out for. I like it. Let's go to you, Tom. Go on.
Clearly, Wade Miley. Everyone needs to watch Wade
my
Miley. What are you on about? No, seriously, I think everyone should be keeping an eye on the Padres, but not for the man you think I'm going to say. And it's Anderson Espinoza, who has taken 2 Tommy John surgeries to get back to the mound. And if he gets into a major league game, it would be fantastic to see. This is a man that was highly touted, was a number 1 prospect for a long time. And after 2 Tommy John surgeries, it would be great just to see him take the mound at least once. So mine is Anderson Espinoza.
Like it. John.
Okay, so mine is a little bit more straight down the line. I haven't gone digging in the weeds like Darius, and I haven't gone for the the sort of Hollywood movie answer like Tom's. Although I love Anderson Espinosa, I think that's a great shout. So mine is Brandon Woodruff, Cy Young top 5 candidate. I think he is very, very good, and I think he will prove that this year. So there you go. He was very good last year, like underratedly good, but I think he will do it across the whole of the season. I think the projections are a bit low on him. I think he'll definitely be a better pitcher than old one-eyed Jack himself.
I like it. I think him and Corbin Burns are 2 aces no one's ever heard of, and who are probably going to be very good for the Brewers this year. For my pick, I'm going back to the Reds. I'm going with someone not quite as obscure as Jonathan India, but I'm going for Jesse Winker, who had a sort of mini breakout of sorts last year, put up, I think, a 1.5 or so. Great walk rate. His StatCast numbers are terrific in terms of exit velocity and barrels and all that kind of stuff. Got a good eye at the plate. I don't think he's much of a defensive asset, but when you can hit, that doesn't really matter. So I think if the Reds are going to be competitive this year, it's probably going to be thanks to Suarez, India, and someone like Jesse Winker taking another step forward and being a really good top of the order table setter, the next Joey Votto.
Good shout.
Nice one.
You did it.
We did it again. We didn't have too many arguments apart from over the Angels.
Tom still looks mad.
You got it wrong. Completely wrong.
There's literally one thing that you're supposed to do is talk me out of the Angels, and here they are winning the AL West.
Tom, when we put these out on the Twitter feed and on the Instagram later, are you going to do your own sort of like People's Front of Judea style?
Yeah, I'll just put a red line, like a really badly like screenshotted and then gallery on my phone. Red line through the Angels. Just put no. Not
More
mine.
like devils.
Yeah.
Some really, really like, primary school graffiti.
Exactly that.
I've got the Angels and the Mets winning the division. So where could this possibly go wrong, you say? But as I mentioned,
Good point. Yeah.
Now that you've said that, I think we should maybe start again.
It's okay. Let's plug the other show, guys. If you hated this one.
Yes. Yes. Good
Yes.
point. Go, Darius. Keep talking.
So the alternative crew, the smart half of the crew, not us idiots, are going to be doing their own version of the season preview pod. I think they're going to be doing a slightly different version to us. Won't be following exactly the same format, but they will be coming up with their own predictions. So if you think all of these are a load of rubbish, then why not tune into theirs? I think they're recording about this time next week, so watch out for that.
Yeah, they also have managed to rope in Gav, our usually less esteemed website editor, who wins some very, very high profile fantasy baseball leagues against some people who you probably get your fantasy baseball advice
and he brings
from.
the scorching hot takes as well. So
so look out for that. Yeah, we've got some good stuff coming up. We've got a couple of big guests on the horizon as well. So I have an interview coming up with Ben Reiter, the writer of Astro Ball and the presenter of the brilliant Houston Astros podcast, The Edge. Look out for that probably the week after next. And later this week, we have, I think, the last of our, well, other than the guys with their takes next week, the last of our inventory of assorted season preview pods with a mystery special guest who I am going to keep the name of secret, but it is someone who... It's the cow from the Wade Miley picture.
exclusive.
Feels like we should leave it there, right?
I think we should, yeah.
Are you going to
John,
sing the
you plugged your season preview, well, the season preview pods already, but I will do that again. For those of you who want a bit more depth to your preview analysis, do listen to all of those different division pods, because there's some great stuff from all the different beat writers on those. And then, other than that, check out the website. There's lots of stuff going up there. Gav's doing a brilliant job updating that with various bits and bobs. And we will catch you next time. Goodbye.